Hi, welcome. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a Mjolnir gameplay action in Unreal Engine. So if you just follow along, you'll be able to learn how to make it as well. But with that being said, let's go and get into it. So the first thing we're going to have to do is I'm going to be using the third person template for this. You get a map and everything with it. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the third person character. Okay, and we need to do a couple things first. So I'm going to find its mesh right here. We need to go to its skeleton. And we need to add a socket to the right hand. So where is that? And our, search for it. And our, here we go. So we're going to add a socket. We're going to call this Mjolnir. Okay. And we're going to put that over there. And we are going to Mjolnir, make sure it's in the right spot. Let's go ahead and go here. Yep, alright, that's good. Alright, so now we need to actually make the hammer itself. So I'm going to make a blockout version. You will probably want to make your own in Blender. I'm going to use an actor class. We're going to call this BP Mjolnir. Okay, and I'm just going to add cube, scale this down like that, and then we are going to duplicate it. We're going to rotate it, and that's going to be the hammer. Nothing great, but it'll work. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to go to the player character. Okay, these are some old stuff from other tutorials. So we're going to do a custom event. And we are going to call this throw hammer. Okay. And then we are going to add a timeline. Actually, let's do this a different way. Let's get the let's do it inside the hammer. So let's go and do a custom event. Throw hammer. And then we're going to do a different one called custom event. We're going to call this retrieve hammer. Because Mjolnir, you can throw it and it will come back to Thor. So we are going to set up a timeline. Okay, we're going to call this throwing. And we are going to go to float. We are going to add a key. And then we're going to go up here. We're going to add a key here. We're going to put this at like, let's put it at 25. Okay. And then we are going to set actor location. And we are going to, where is it? Reinterp 2. Reinterp 2. Okay. So we're going to put that in there. We are going to put the new track, the float track, inside here into the interp speed. Get world delta seconds. Okay. And the current, we're going to move this out a little bit. The current is going to be the get actor location. We're going to put that in current. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put the location that we wanted to go. So in this case, I wanted to go 1,000 vectors on the forward vector, which is the Y, I believe. So it's going to go 1,000 forward from the actor location, and that is what we need to do there. And then basically, for the retrieve hammer, we actually need to do the opposite. Okay, so we need to go here, and we're just going to leave this the same. We're going to make this a new timeline. We're going to call this retrieve hammer. Retrieve. I spelled that wrong. Retrieve. Yep. I don't know if I spelled right. Regardless. Follow me. There we go. All right. And so the current that we want is fine, but what we need to do is get the player character. You get the player character. Then we need to get the mesh. Okay, and then we need to get socket location. Socket location, and we're going to call this Mjolnir, which if you remember, we created it right here. I'm actually going to just copy the name just so I can get it correctly, because if this is not correct, it will not work. Okay, so now what we need to do is we have the throwing of the hammer, we have the retrieving of the hammer, now we need to make it work with the player. Okay, so we need to go into the third person character. Actually, we need to set up an input mapping first. So we need to go to input down here, throw, and retrieve. Okay, and we're gonna make this. Let's make this something I haven't done before, like 4. Yeah, we'll do 4 for throw and 5 for retrieve. Feel free to use your own key mappings for that. That's just what I'm using. Okay, so we are going to, we need to spawn the hammer inside. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Let's go ahead and do it on begin play. Begin play. Alright, we're gonna take this stuff out. Just from the laser eyes. We're gonna take this out. Okay, and we're gonna spawn after from class Mjolnir. That's what we're gonna call it. That's its name. We're gonna split this. We're gonna get socket location, get socket rotation. Okay, and this is Mjolnir. I have it copied. All right, and try to always spawn, ignore collisions. Okay, so now we need to go to throw down here and retrieve. And we actually need to make this a variable. I apologize if this is going really fast. I will go back and explain it. This is a more advanced tutorial though, so. Alright, so go ahead and get Mjolnir. We're going to do throw hammer, throw the hammer, which if you remember, that's this function right here. We're just calling it. And then Mjolnir retrieve hammer. Okay, so now this should work. Hold on. Let me get rid of all this stuff. I've got the flying AI and all that. Go and remove all of this. Messing with destructible environments, destructible glass. Okay. Alright. Ooh, I need to set the game mode to. Okay, why is it not working? There we go. Okay. So it does work. So as we can see, we can throw it. And then we can retrieve it. It should return. There we go. It returns. A little too fast. So we got some bugs. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things. So we're going to make this on hold. And throw is going to work just fine. But what we need to do is. I'm trying to think of how this would best be. Let's see where the. Hold on. Should move with the socket. Should. It doesn't. Okay, so let's go and go to tick, since it's not moving with the socket. And let's set location and rotation. Okay. And then we are going to just take this. Okay. We're going to plug it in. And this way it'll stay with the player's hand. Okay. It's too big. Way too big, and it is blocking the camera. So let's go ahead and scale these down. Let's make this like 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Let's make it 1. Okay, there we go. And then we need to go to collision. It's blocking everything. So we want to just overlap. Okay. So now, as we can see, we have the hammer in our hand. It's really big, so you don't want this in your full game. But if we, where is it? If we throw it, no, it's not working. It's not working because it's on tick. So let's go ahead and do something here. Let's put a branch check on this. So we're going to create a branch check, and we're going to put true. And we want to create a boolean down here that says is thrown. Is thrown. Get is thrown, or set is thrown. Set is thrown. Okay. And then we're going to set that to true. And then we're going to do this. We're going to put a little delay on here. Let's just say like 2 seconds. Well, let's do 1 second. Okay. And then we're going to set it to untrue. And so now, whenever this is true, it will update the location. But if it's not, actually, we want to do it on false. If this is false, then we will do it. So now we can throw it, and it will go forward. And then if we call it back, it'll come back to us. So it's actually going in that direction. Let's do something different. Let's get in the Mjolnir, instead of vector on the forward vector, let's get the player character, get the player controller, control rotation, get control rotation, and then we're going to plug that in through a vector, and now this should work better. So it's going to go, here we go. Where is it going? Okay, you can push it forward. It's a little buggy, you know, you'd have to fix this up, but that's basically it. That is basically it. You can throw your hammer now. You definitely would probably want to ease into the animations and all that with it. But that is how you create Mjolnir in Unreal Engine. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, feel free to sub to the YouTube and like the video. Thank you.